Hello, I'm back. Back in the land of the living, back home. Some of you may know what's been going on, but some of you probably have no idea. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind week, but we're back home, so that's awesome. My son is getting better, so that's even more awesome. I am back into the video matrix with the new evolution of you, 90 days. I'm back on day 9. I'm pretty behind, but what can I do? Been in hospital since last weekend, so anyway, I'm here now, and we have a topic today, and I'll ask you. I've got a sore back, that's why I'm kind of swiveling just now. I've been sleeping on a pull-out chair at the hospital, which is so not comfortable. But anyway, assumptions. How do you challenge assumptions? Well, assumptions are a part of our daily life. So they really, I think everyone falls into assuming things. We all do. I do. I assume some things. People assume things of me. I assume things of my family. I assume things of my friends. We assume things like, for instance, where we've just been, I assume the doctors know what they're talking about. I assume they're going to give us an answer. But really, what I have got better at is, because I have become more caring about the other person's point of view, the perspective of somebody else. Talked about perspective a week ago, but everyone has their perspective, and people can assume whatever they like. But until you actually have open communications and conversations about what it is that you're assuming, you will never get to the bottom of it. So how do you challenge your assumptions? Have you ever thought about it? Drop some, feel free to have a chat about this in the comments. And, I think when you assume things, you're being a bit lazy about finding out what it is exactly. You're being lazy about having the conversations. You're being a little bit lazy or scared, perhaps, maybe some fear about having conversations, so you do assume. And that's really not, it's not going to give you the answers. It's for some people it will create more fear and more worry. So when we're assuming things, it can be more that we're worrying about stuff. So how can you challenge your assumptions? Well, like I was saying before, stop and think before you speak. There's always a reason for whatever's happening. There's always a reason for why you're assuming something. So I think you've just got to stop and think and then talk before you jump into assuming that you know what the other person's thinking, you know what the outcome's going to be, but you don't really, because you're just assuming. I think going into things with an open mind is key, because when you don't, that's where all your fear and worry builds up. So, there's that saying, never assume. And, it's just, like I said, it's going to cause you more worry, and we don't need any more worries in our lives, and worry only causes you to be off balance, and, your nervous system to be all shot, and just feeling more pent up. So before you assume something, I highly recommend stopping, have a little think. Is it worthy of a conversation before you just assume something? Yeah, I reckon it is. So when you're having those conversations, you're not going to have those assumptions leaving you with fear and worry. So like I said, for me, particularly this last week where I've been in hospital with my son, you know, you assume that you're going to get all the answers and that everyone knows what's going on, and you assume that they are doing all the right things and, you know, doing the right treatments, and you just got to roll with it because at the end of the day, when it comes to specific areas in your life, other people do know more about stuff, and I think ego can maybe sometimes get in the way of these things, and that's why you start to assume, because you know maybe you know more about something than someone else, so you think, and you're just going to assume that you know more than that person, but they might be able to add more value to what it is, you know, whatever the conversation's about, whatever, you know, like whatever it's about. My message is that, you know, to challenge your assumptions, most definitely by just stopping and just thinking in your head, and going to your, you know, talking to yourself and honouring another person to have a conversation for a better outcome. So that is my word today on day 9 in the new evolution of you, when we're talking about challenging our assumptions. So I would love to hear from you in the comments on how you challenge your assumptions, and yeah, maybe got a few tips to give me as well. That'd be awesome. So thanks for watching. It's good to be back. So good to be home. I can't tell you, it's so good to be home. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.